let's discuss some important part of this chapter. That is matter around us pure? We were discussing this one in the previous classes. We have done the concentration terms also. I think so. Okay. So let's discuss the very key revision and key important points of this chapter. Okay. So let's discuss with this one. Yes, students. So let me explain you first again. That is, what is the difference between compounds and elements? Okay. What is an element and compound? Okay. Let's discuss the let me write the topics to discuss in the class. That is a difference between elements and compounds. Difference between elements and compound. Okay. First difference. The second difference is, tell me. We need to discuss this, the difference between the that is mixtures and compound. Mixtures and compounds. Okay. And the types of solution. Let's discuss these three important topics in today's class. Okay. So let's start with the elements and compound first. What is the difference between elements and compounds? So let's start with this. Okay. So let's start. Turn on the focus. Everybody is requested to turn on your camera because only I can see you and your video is not going to get anywhere. Okay. It will be safe with us. Okay. So don't get that nobody is going to see you are on the focus. Okay. Only I can see you. So please, it's my request because it will much better understand. It will help me to read your face expression, whether you are getting or not. And it will give you just that we are studying in a offline classroom. Okay. So let's start. So what's the difference between elements and compound? Element and compound. Okay. Let me explain you. You know that element is a substance or the pure substance of a matter. There are two types of substance. There are pure and impure. Or we can say that the elements and compounds both are pure. These are both are pure substance. Pure substance, that is common thing. But what is the difference? Main difference is element consists of only one kind of atoms. An element consists of only one kind of atoms. Only one kind of atom. Different elements have a different kinds of atom. So this is the main difference, that an element consists of only one kind of atoms and different elements have different kinds of atom. And what is compound? The main difference a compound is made up of main difference. If somebody is asking you, if it is being asked in the examination, that what is the difference between element and compound, the main or major difference is that in a compound, two, or we can say a compound is formed. When two or more different kinds of atom chemically combined together. You understood? Everybody understood? Rumaisa, Avani?
Yes, sir.
Munir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is the main difference? That an element consists of only one kind of atoms. Okay, for example, if I'm saying Let me explain you with the examples. For example, if I'm saying this is the atom of carbon, this is the nucleus. Okay, this is the atom of carbon. Okay, that is going to have first electrons, 2 electrons in the first shell and the 4 electron in the other shells. Okay, this is the atom of carbon. So all the carbon atoms is going to have this type of atoms. All the means if I'm talking about the element carbon element. So carbon element is going to have this type of the atoms of carbon element is going to have this type of structure. The hydrogen atom is going to have this type of structures. All the hydrogen atoms are having this type of structures. Okay, that is going to have only 1 electrons. This is hydrogen atoms. Hydrogen atoms. This is carbon atoms. Carbon atoms. Okay. Okay. Like this one is oxygen atoms. The 2 in the first shell, the 2 in the first shell, and 6 in the other shell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the oxygen atom. This is oxygen atoms. So all the oxygen atoms are like this. All the carbon atoms are like this. Sorry, hydrogen atoms are like this, and all the carbon atoms are like this. So I'm saying if it is carbon-carbon, then all the carbon atoms is going to have this structure like this. If this is hydrogen atoms, all the hydrogen atoms are like this. All the oxygen atoms are like this. They are going to have 2 in the first and 6 in the second. Sure. But if I'm saying the hydrogen atoms is not similar to that of carbon atom, or the elements, the atoms of hydrogen element is not similar to that of carbon element. Okay. So if what I have written here definition, I've written here an element consists of only one kind of atoms, and different elements have different kinds of atoms. You understood? Different elements have different kinds of atoms. Kinds of atom. Understood? Everybody understood? Everybody, Rumaisa, Avni.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Munir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's move further. Okay, let's move further. What is a compound? In a compound, elements are chemically combined together. Means they have bond. They are bonded. Okay. For example, if I'm saying what is a compound, let me explain you. That if I'm having carbon dioxide or water. Water is H2O. 2 hydrogen atoms, and 1 oxygen atom combined together, and they form a compound. So they are the 2 different atoms. 1 atom is of hydrogen, like this hydrogen atom. 1 atom is of oxygen. 2 in the first shell, and 6 in the other shell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they combine together with another. When these 3 atoms combine together chemically, they combine together chemically means they are bounded together with the electrons. Okay, so this is called chemically combined together. When they combine together chemically, they form a compound. So when 2 or more different atoms chemically combine together, they form a compound. Got it? And still, what are pure substance? Let me discuss. This is the major difference between elements and compounds. Elements and compound, different compounds have different formula. For example, if I'm saying the formula for nitrogen and oxygen, when nitrogen atoms combine with oxygen atom, let me explain you. This one is very important. Nitrogen atoms combine together with oxygen atom in different forms. Like nitrogen can combine with 1 oxygen atom only. 2 nitrogen atom can combine only with 1 oxygen atom. 2 nitrogen atom can combine with 5 oxygen atoms. Okay, so this is, and 1 nitrogen atom can combine with 2 oxygen atoms. Got it? So these are the gases that 1 nitrogen, but these are going to have different physical and chemical properties. What I'm going to say, that this one is different from this. Okay, they are not going to have the similar properties. These two, they are different. They are not going to say. For example, I'm saying H2O2 and H2O. they are going to have different physical properties and chemical properties. They are going to have different properties. H2O2 and H2O is different. You can drink this one, but you can't drink this H2O2. This is poisonous. Got it? A similar case, when a compound is formed, two and more elements combined together chemically. Okay. Only the nitrogen and oxygen can combine together in different ways. One nitrogen atom, one oxygen atom. Two nitrogen atom, one oxygen atom. Two nitrogen atom, five oxygen atoms. Two nitrogen atom, two oxygen atoms. They can combine together. Now, coming to the point again, what is compound and element? Let me explain you. An element is, if I'm asking you that how many elements are there, that is only one nitrogen and one oxygen atoms. Element. How many nitrogen elements are there? Let me explain you one more thing. Let me explain you. If I ask you the question, what are the elements present in this compound? Name the element present in this compound. These are the different compounds. These are the different compounds. These are 4 different compounds. Okay. If I ask you, name the elements, name the element present in this compound. So the answer is nitrogen and oxygen, nitrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, oxygen. So only nitrogen and oxygen is present. But if I ask you that how many nitrogen and oxygen atoms are present in each case, so you will write here 1 nitrogen, 1 oxygen, 2 nitrogen, 1 oxygen, 2 nitrogen, 5 oxygen, 2 nitrogen, 2 oxygen. So if I ask you about the atoms, number of atoms, your answer will be changed. But if I ask you the elements, that what is the element present in this compound, so you will write that is nitrogen and oxygen. And here, if I ask you that what are the elements present in these compounds, there is hydrogen and oxygen. So the elements can combine together in different ratios. That like here nitrogen 1:1 ratio, 2:1 ratio, okay, 2:5 ratio, 1:2 ratio. So elements can combine together in different ratios. But if I ask you that what is the element present, only nitrogen and oxygen will be there, because there is no other carbon elements or no other hydrogen and other stuff is present. Got my point? What I want to say. Now coming to the point, back to the point, that what is elements? Elements, there are 117 types of known elements are present till date. Okay, or it may be discovered 1 or 2. It may be some 118 or something else. Okay, but not more than 120. Got my point? So if I'm asking that, if you see that nitrogen, if you see oxygen, if you see carbon, if you see that is iron, zinc, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, these are our elements. These are all elements. But if I say aluminium oxide, then aluminium and oxygen combined together, they are different elements. One is aluminium, another one is oxygen. Aluminium oxide, aluminium oxide, aluminium oxide. Okay, carbon dioxide. Okay, nitrogen oxide. Okay, if I'm saying hydrochloric acid. So what are these? These are all compounds. Aluminium oxide, because aluminium and oxygens are present, and oxygen. Carbon dioxide means carbon and oxygens are present. Nitrogen oxide means nitrogen and oxygens are present. You got it? You understood?
Yes, sir.
Avni?
Yes, sir.
Sure?
Yes.
Okay. Now coming to the point again. Okay. Coming to the point again. This one is nitrogen and oxygen. This one is aluminium, oxygen, carbon. Okay. So this is a compound. Now let me explain you that what is the difference between compound and compound. Okay. This is the major difference. Now the element does not have the formula. They have the symbols. Element don't have the formula. They have the symbols. But compounds have the formula. Okay. Elements don't have the formula. They have symbols. Elements don't have formula. They have symbols. But compounds have formula. Like carbon dioxide, CO2 is the formula of carbon dioxide. Water, H2O. Water is okay. Okay, so this is the formula for this one. You understood? You understood? So this is the way that we need to keep in mind. Okay. So this is the way. Okay. Wait a minute, better it's important call. Okay. So, got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is I'm audible?
Yes,
Is
sir.
I'm audible?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So element don't have formula, but you see that compounds have formula. Got it? So let's move further. Let's move further. Elements don't have formula, compounds have formula. Elements have symbols. For example, potassium. Potassium is going to have a symbol that is K. Calcium is going to have symbol Ca. Carbon is going to have the symbol C. Oxygen is going to have the symbol O. Okay. Iron is going to have symbol Fe. So this is the symbols. Okay. But compounds have formula that is CO2. Means the formula for carbon element and oxygen elements can be different. For example, carbon element when combined with two oxygen form carbon dioxide. But when it react only with one oxygen, it combined with only one oxygen, it form carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide. Monoxide. Okay. So this is, we can simply say that carbon monoxide. Monoxide. Okay. So now you understood what I want to say? Understood everybody?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Now moving to the next point is, let's move to the next point, dear student. This is the one major difference. Have you written each and everything that I have written? Please note it down, each and everything that I have written here. Please make it in your copy. Please make the proper notes. When you're done, please let me know. Okay. Are you doing, Avni?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Abdul Jabbar, Riyaz, Munir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Rumaisa, do this one.
Yes, sir.
When you done, please let me know. Done? Should I move to the next slide?
No, sir. Still writing.
Yes, sir.
Still writing. Okay, note it down fast.
Done, sir.
Is
You're
there
done.
still anyone? Okay, note this one, and then we shall be moving to the next part.
Okay, sir.
Done?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No,
One
sir.
second.
You're done.
Okay. Is there anyone who's still writing?
Yes, sir. 1 minute.
Okay, okay. Done? Okay. So let's start. Let's start further. For example, yes, students, let me explain you here. Let's suppose if you are having a copper wire, okay? This is copper wire. Copper wire. That is also present in your home also. If you pass electricity from one end to another end, will it change to some other elements like gold, platinum, iron, or will it remain as is of copper, of same material? Tell me.
Same material.
Will it remain of copper? Will it change to gold if you pass electricity with copper wire?
It will remain of
It will be copper. It will be copper
It will
only.
remain of it will be copper
Copper
only. Okay. What if you if you hammer this copper wire, if you start hammering this copper wires with the help of hammer, okay, you start hammering it, okay. So will it convert to gold, or will it remain of copper?
It will remain copper.
Remain
Will remain
copper.
of copper. Okay. What if you heat it? What if you heat it? Okay, let me explain you. Similarly, if you are passing electricity to this one, the copper atoms, okay, means they are just passing electricity. It will not be converting to some other elements. Okay, but what if you pass electricity to this DC current to this container that is having one rod, okay, another rod, and they are connected with positive and negative terminals of the battery, positive terminal, negative terminal of battery. Okay, battery. If you are passing electricity, it is having water. It is having water. Okay, this is water inside. This is water. What is going to happen when electricity is passed through water? Electricity is passed. Like, this is not the electricity that is being used in your home. It is the electricity of battery that is used in the cars. Okay, so H2, then it will start producing hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. Means water on passing electricity through it, okay, gives hydrogen gas plus oxygen gas. Okay, you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What you need to understand here is that when you are passing electricity to a compound, water is compound, it is broken into simpler substances like hydrogen and oxygen, from which it is made up of. But when you are passing to electricity to copper, which is an element, copper is an element, not a compound. Copper is an element. So this wire is made up of copper elements. So when you are passing electricity to it, nothing is happening. So we can simply say that we cannot simplify, we cannot break the elements into two or more elements. Means if there is an element, it will remain as an element by chemical reactions. If you are doing the chemical reactions over it. Okay, you understood what I want to say. But when you can convert the compounds into some other elements. I mean, a compound can be broken. Further broken into its constituents, like water. Water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. It can be broken into hydrogen gas and oxygen gas when electricity is passed through it. But if you are having a copper as an element, you cannot break it further. Now, if I'm saying this hydrogen is an element, now hydrogen is an element. If you are passing electricity to it, now it will remain hydrogen because now it has become element. So element cannot be further simplified. Got it? They are the simpler form of matter. Got it? But a compound is made up of two or more elements. We can break the compound into its elements by chemical methods. Okay? Got it? It cannot be broken into by physical method. Like water cannot be split into hydrogen and oxygen by heating up, by evaporation. You cannot convert it. But by passing electricity, this is creating a chemical reaction. And when a chemical reaction is done, water can be split into its element like hydrogen and oxygen. But when hydrogen is an element, oxygen is an element. Now, if you are having a gas of hydrogen in some tumbler, if you are having an oxygen, you cannot convert that oxygen into some other element. You cannot. It will remain oxygen. Why? Because it is an element. So element cannot be further. If you are having a wire of copper, it is copper. It is an element. So if you are passing electricity, if you are heating it, if you are doing anything with it, so it is not going to give you some other element like gold, platinum, iron. It will not convert it into some other element. It will remain as copper. Got my point? What I want to say?
Yes, sir.
Got my point? Everybody got my point?
Yes,
So
sir.
let me explain
Yes,
you
sir.
that copper. So an element cannot be converted into some other element by chemical methods, while a compound can be broken into some other elements. Okay, you understand? While a compounds can be broken into some other elements or compound by chemical method. Got it? Got it? Got it?
Yes, sir.
A compound can be broken into some other elements or compounds elements or compound by chemical methods. An element can't be converted into some other elements by chemical method. It will remain same. If you pass electricity to copper wire, it will remain copper wire. But if you pass electricity to water, it will gives you hydrogen and oxygen gas. Got it? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Please note it down. Note it down, please.
Done, sir.
Slide. Done? Should I
No,
move to
sir,
the next slide?
Yes, sir. Still doing.
Okay. Note it down fast. Done? Okay, let's move further, dear students. Let's move further.
Sir, 1 minute. Sir, 1 minute.
Okay. Note it down. I'm not going to change the slide, okay?
Sir, done.
Now moving to the next topic, that is difference between compound and mixtures. between compound and mixtures. These are pure substance, and these are impure substance. Impure substance. Okay, let me explain. What is the major difference between compound and mixture is that in this two or more elements are combined together. But here, two or more substance can be an element, it can be a compound. Okay. And they are not chemically combined together, they are physically combined together. They are not chemically combined together. Let me explain you. What is physical combination, what is chemical combination. Let me explain you what is the difference between chemical combination and physical combination. Okay. In physical combination, for example, this is a water molecule. This is a water molecule. Okay. These are the water molecules and they are moving here and there. Okay. Let's suppose they are moving here and there. And they are going to have some intercellular space, or sorry, intermolecular space. And this, let's suppose this is the sugar molecule. This is the sugar molecule, and that is going to, this is the sugar molecule. And that is coming in the intermolecular space of this one, the space between these atoms. Okay, the space between these molecules. This is the water molecules, and in this molecule, the sugar comes in between. And they are not chemically combined together. Actually, they are coming into the intermolecular space. Okay, you can separate it. When you start heating, the water molecule will get evaporated. When you start heating this mixture, okay, the water molecule will be evaporated, and this sugar particles will settle down. So this is a physical combinations in which the particle or the substance are being, we can simply say that they are coming into the intermolecular space of this. Okay. For example, if I'm having an alloy, of steel. There are two types of steel. One is stainless steel. Okay. Another one is the normal steel that railway tracks is made up of, from which railway track is made up of. It is also made up of steel. Okay. So let's suppose this is the iron atoms. These are the iron atoms. Okay, these are the iron atoms, and they are combining together in the railway track or in the iron atom. Okay, Fe. These are going to have the iron. These are the iron. Fe. Fe means iron atoms. Okay. Now we have observed that when the iron is not so hard as comparison to that of steel. Why? Because we need some substance that does not distort when a rail or a train is passing over it. Okay, so heavy mass is passing over it. So if these atoms get distorted, then railway track can easily break. What can happen? So when a rail is passing over it, these atoms can come in here. These atoms can come like this way. These atoms can come like this way here. The slide can roll over it. Okay, as a result of which distortion may take place. Means there is a distortion in the shape of the railway track may be distorted, may easily break. So what we do here in order to prevent it, to make it a steel, we just simply add some carbon atoms. As comparison to this iron atom, carbon atom is small in size, so it can easily come into this space that is fixed here. Okay, it can easily come into this space. Carbon atom gets shifted here, and now this slide cannot roll over this one because this is filling the gaps. Now it cannot roll. So this makes the steel hard. But this is a physical means the atom is not combined together chemically. They are not chemically combined together. They are just coming in the space which is Lect, or the space which is present between the atoms. Got it? So that is a physical contact. Got it? You cannot dissolve any amount of sugar in a glass of water. When the space between the water molecule is filled, no more sugar you can add to it. So this is a physical bond, physical combination, something that is fitting into the atomic space or the intermolecular space. Okay, got my point? Got my point? Everybody
Yes,
in the class? But what is this is a physical bond. This is physical bond. Okay, physical bond. This is physical bond or physical method. Okay, but what is actually happening in a compound? In a compound, actually, hydrogen atom. I'm going to give you this is water molecule. Oxygen atom. This is hydrogen atoms, and this is they are combining together. They are combined together. They are not filling the space. You don't think that this is the oxygen atom, this is the oxygen atom, this is oxygen atom, this is oxygen atom, and they are hydrogen atom coming in between them. No, this is not such like that. Actually, they are forming a different particles. Hydrogen, oxygen, one oxygen atom and two hydrogen atom. They are forming a separate particle, a different particles. When they combine together, they are combining together. The electrons are bonding. One electron of hydrogen is bonding with the electrons of this oxygen atoms. So that we'll learn in the next chapter. So I'm not going to discuss this one, the electron basis. I'm not going to discuss. This will discuss in the next chapter when we'll study the structure of atom. So now coming to this point, this is the bond. Bond is formed, and you can see that if let's suppose if we mix some hydrogen atom here, carbon atom here, carbon atoms in between the iron atom. Let's suppose this void is not filled. Let it is. The atom does not reach to this space. This space is empty. So still it is a steel. Still it will be considered as a steel. If this void is, other voids are filled, means other gaps are filled, but it is still a steel. In the similar case, and let's in this case here, you assume that this is water molecule, and you see that here the sugar particles are coming in between them. But what if this space is empty? What this is if this space is empty, means more sugar can be added, but still it is a sugar solution. If this space is empty, let it be. If this space is empty, let it be. But it is still a sugar solution. You can add more sugar to it until the whole spaces are filled. But is it possible in a compound that if you are having one oxygen atoms and one hydrogen atom, that other hydrogen atom is not having in this molecule? So this is water molecule that I'm having. This is H2O. This is another H2O. This is water molecule. But here in this oxygen atom, only one hydrogen atom is combined, the other is not. So this atom will not be showing, this molecule will not be showing the property of hydrogen. Sorry, water. This is not water. But this, if the void is empty, if this void is empty, still it is a sugar solution. If this void is empty, means this space is empty, it is still a sugar solution. But here, if one hydrogen is not here, it is empty, it is not be considered as water molecule. It will not be showing the property of water. So in a compound, or moreover, you cannot add an extra. You cannot add, for example, this is two hydrogen atoms are combined with oxygen atoms. You cannot combine a third hydrogen atom with this oxygen atom. This will not be H3O. H3O is H3O or H3O2. It is not possible. It is not showing the property of water, and they cannot combine like this. Got it? So what I need to explain you here is this: that in a compound, elements in a compound and a mixtures, elements are combined together in a fixed ratio, that is H. In water, we have two hydrogen and one oxygen atom. It is the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen is 2:1. Similarly, to that of carbon dioxide, 1 carbon, 2 oxygen, the ratio is 1:2. So it is carbon dioxide. Okay. So, and they have the fixed formula, like the carbon compounds are going to have the fixed formula, but mixtures don't have the formula. Mixtures, because this is a physical bond, there is just empty space and the particles are coming into that empty space. So these are called impure substance, and mixtures are the impure substance. Because in this impure substance, we just consider that it is made up of two or more different particles, but water is made up of two different atoms, not with particle. This is considered to be as one particle. You understood? Everybody understood?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes,
so
sir.
let me explain you one more time here, that in compounds, two or more two or more elements chemically combined together. Chemically combined together in a fixed ratio. In a fixed ratio. It is important that in a fixed ratio. Okay. They cannot combine in by their own will. Like water cannot come. The oxygen atom can combine maximum of 2 hydrogen. It cannot combine with 3 or 4 hydrogen. It is not possible. Okay. But in impure substance, if you are having a 1 tablespoon of sugar in 1 glass of water, it's okay. It can combine with two other table means two tablespoon can be added to one glass of water. So it is a mixture. So in compounds, two or more elements chemically combine together in a ratio, but in mixtures, two or more substance are combined together. Are combined together physically. Okay, got it? Understood? Compounds can be separated by physical, like filtration, like distillation, like other separation techniques like evaporations. They cannot be separated into its constituents. Now let me explain you. In the compounds can't be separated into its constituents by simple physical method. Okay. The compounds can be separated into can't be separated into its constituent by simple physical method like evaporation, filtration. Okay, filtration, evaporation, decantation or other things. Okay, boiling. Okay, centrifugation, etc. Okay, you understood? But impure substance, yani, mixtures can be separated, but mixtures can be separated into its constituents by simple physical method. You understood? Like filtration, evaporation, etc. Got it? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Why everyone is muted?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do this one. First notice on, and I'm going to explain you in detail this one. Like what is the difference between the constituents, simple constituents, and mixtures? Okay. Do you think that if you start filtering the water, pure water, distilled water, if you are having, and if you pass it to the filter paper, or if you heat it, will it will be converted into steam? Will it get converted into some other substance like hydrogen and oxygen? Will it be converted? If you filter the water, will it give you the hydrogen gas and oxygen gas? No, it will be simple water, pure water. Got it? But if you are having a sugar solution, if you start heating it, you will find that, if you are having a salt solution, if you start heating it, you will find that water get evaporated and salt will be left in the container. Okay, got it? So the impure substance means mixtures can be separated by physical methods because they are not bonded chemically. They are not chemically bounded. They are just present into the intermolecular space. Got it? Please note it down. Is my voice is clearly audible to everyone? Is it lagging or clearly audible to everyone?
Sir, clear.
Okay. Done? Noted,
Yes, sir.
everybody?
Yes, sir.
Is there anyone who is writing?
Yes, sir.
Romaisa is not there in the class?
Sir, done writing.
Okay. Okay, let me explain you. The compound cannot be separated into its constituent by simple physical method. What do you mean by the constituents? Constituent means from which it is made up of. Or okay, for example, hydrogen and oxygen combined together, they form water. So water cannot be, it means the hydrogen oxygen cannot be split by evaporation, you pass the electricity, that is a chemical method. And you pass the electricity to the water, when you heat it, it will remain as water. But if you filter it, it will remain as water. But when you pass electricity, this is a chemical method. So we can simply say that key compound cannot be separated into its constituent. Constituent means from which it is made up of, like hydrogen and oxygen, or into its elements. You can write it into its elements. A more appropriate word here is into its elements. Compounds cannot be separated into its elements. Constant bracket elements. Okay, but if you are having a solution of sugar, and you start heating it, for example, if you are having a sugar solution, okay, when you start heating it, then the water will get evaporated, and you will find that the sugar will left behind. So it can be separated by physical method like heating, evaporation, filtration. Okay, you got it. So compounds, mixtures can be separated. For example, if you are having a sand solution, you can filter it, and water and sand can be separated. Moreover, in compounds, the constituents or elements don't show their property. Don't show their property. Understood? Don't show their property. While in mixtures, the substance show the property of its constituent. Let me explain you one more time this one. In compound, the constituent means elements does not show their property. For example, if you drink water, water is made up of what? Hydrogen and oxygen. Or do you see that hydrogen is a fuel and oxygen help in combustion? Help in combustion. See that water extinguish fire. Extinguish fire. It is non-combustible substance. Non-combustible substance. You understood? You understood? That hydrogen is present here, oxygen is present here. Water water is containing both hydrogen and oxygen, which is a fuel. Hydrogen is a fuel and oxygen help in combustion. Okay, so it must be a very combustible substance. We should protect it. It can easily catch fire, but water does not catch fire. Why? Because water is going to have its own property. Now it is not showing the property of hydrogen and oxygen. It is going to have its own property. It is showing its own property. It is a new substance that is not showing the property of hydrogen and oxygen. Got it? You understood? Got it?
Sir.
Everybody in the class got it? That hydrogen is a fuel, oxygen help in combustion, and they both are mixed in. These both elements are present in water. So according to this one, if hydrogen is present, oxygen is also there, water should be very much combustible substance. It should catch easily fire because both is a mixture of, one is fuel, other is oxygen. They must combine together. But what actually water does? Water extinguish fire. We use it as a fire extinguisher. Why it is happening? Because in compound, because water is a compound. Water is compound. Okay. And in compound, okay, constituents or element do not show their property. The compound has its own property. Compound had its own properties like water has one boiling temperature of 100 degree. Okay, it's freezing temperature 0 degree. Water has surface tension. Water has other things. Okay, so water is going to have its own property. It is not showing the property of hydrogen, oxygen from which it is made up of. But in physical change, like if you are having example, let's suppose you added some poison to some food. Then when you eat it, it will become poisonous. It will become poisonous. Okay. It will become poisonous and a person can easily die because now it is a mixture. This is food. Let's suppose this is a food. Let's suppose this is a food. Okay. And a person added poison to it. When poison is being added, if a person eat it, then it can die. He can die or she can die. Why? Because poison is still showing its property. It is a physical change. They are mixed together. But let's suppose if you are having carbon monoxide. This is carbon monoxide. Okay. This is poisonous. Okay. But when you mix it with oxygen, it will give you carbon dioxide. It is not poisonous. It is poisonous, but it is not so much poisonous as comparison to this. So when you mix it, carbon dioxide will exhale. We can live in the medium of carbon dioxide, but not for the long time. And it is not so much poisonous, I'm saying, as comparison to if you inhale this oxygen, this carbon monoxide for 10 minutes, a person can die. Okay, but here in carbon dioxide, it is not such. So it is not so much poisonous. Moreover, if a person drink water, he is not going to die. But if a person inhale hydrogen instead of oxygen, if a person inhale hydrogen instead of oxygen, then he must die. He must die. So hydrogen is poisonous for us because we cannot inhale the hydrogen. Anything that is if we inhale or if we eat it, it kills us, then it is poisonous for us. Got it? So instead of oxygen, if we inhale hydrogen, then it will going to kill us. But we drink water, it is not going to kill us. Why? Because hydrogen is not showing its property right now. So in compound, the elements does not show its property. Got it? Everybody understood? Everybody understood? So this is the main difference.
Yes,
That,
sir.
for example, if you are preparing a solution of sugar, water and sugar, okay, water solution. So when you drink a sip, when you take the sip of, you will feel the taste of both water as well as sweet substance in it. Okay. If you add lemon to it, you will feel the taste of sour taste, sweet taste, and water. If you add some salt to it, you will feel the taste of salty, sweetness, and sour. All the three constituents are showing their property. All of them are showing their property. Got it? Got my point? Got my point? But in water, when you drink water, do you feel that you are drinking hydrogen and oxygen gas? No. That is different things. Okay. So the compound, different substances form, new substances form, but in a mixture, the different substances not form. It is just both the constituents are mixed in the intermolecular space, and they are showing their property. Got it? They're not forming new substance. Got it?
Sir.
Got it? And the last point is, I'm going to go over the class. This compounds have fixed formula. A compound has fixed formula. Different compounds have different formula. Different compounds have different formula. But in mixtures, they don't have fixed formula. They don't have any formula. You don't have the formula for sugar solution. You don't have the formula for salt solution. You don't have the formula for pizza. You don't have the formula for burger. You don't have the formula for some other stuff that you see normally in your daily life. Okay. So substance that you eat generally, they are generally physical changes. Yes. They are burning, that when they are burning, the substance get converted into, some substance are converted into chemical change, but still they are showing their property. Salt is there, you add salt to it, it is still showing the property of salt, then it is a mixture. If you add salt to something and it's not showing the property of salt, then it is a compound. Got my point? Got my point? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so dear students, note it down, and this is the last topic. And when you're done, please let me know.